Don't turn the lights off yet, not until you understand what your body is actually doing in the last 10 minutes before sleep, because that moment decides how your entire night will feel. Most people think sleep starts when they lie down and close their eyes, but that's not how your body works at all. Here's the truth that most people don't realize. Even after struggling with sleep for years, your sleep is decided before you get into bed, not after you're already trying to fall asleep. And what you do in those final minutes can either calm your system or keep it active without you realizing it. Now, think about your usual night routine honestly. Not what you intend, but what actually happens most days. You finish your day feeling tired, maybe mentally exhausted, and you expect sleep to come naturally. But right before bed, your mind is still active, your body is still alert, and your system hasn't slowed down. You check your phone one last time, maybe watch something, maybe think about tomorrow, maybe scroll without noticing time passing. And then suddenly, you decide it's time to sleep, as if your body can switch off instantly. But your system doesn't work like a switch. It works like a process that needs time to transition properly. This is not what you think, and this is where most people unknowingly create their own sleep problem. They try to force sleep at the exact moment when their body is still in an active, alert state. Let me explain this in a way that makes it very clear and easy to understand. Think of your body like a system that needs to slow down gradually, not stop suddenly without preparation. If you keep your system active until the last moment, your body does not understand that it's time to rest. Instead, it continues running in the same mode, and that creates resistance when you try to sleep. This is why you feel tired, but still unable to fall asleep, because tiredness is not the same as readiness for sleep. Most people don't know this, and they keep repeating the same pattern every single night. They rely on exhaustion instead of preparing their system for rest in a controlled way. Now imagine something different. Something simple that changes how your body responds at night. Instead of switching off suddenly, you guide your body into sleep with the right signals. You reduce stimulation slowly, you calm your breathing, and you allow your system to shift naturally. And this is where everything starts to change without forcing anything. Now, let me show you exactly what to do before bed, step by step, in a way your body understands. The first step is to lower stimulation gradually, not instantly, because your system needs time to adjust. For example, you reduce bright lights, reduce screen intensity, and avoid strong mental input before sleep. This sends a signal to your brain that activity is ending, and it prepares your system to slow down. Reinforcement: your body does not respond to commands. It responds to signals that are repeated consistently. The second step is to slow your breathing in a controlled and deliberate way that calms your system. For example, you inhale slowly through your nose, pause briefly, and exhale longer than your inhale. This pattern tells your nervous system that it is safe to relax and shift into a calmer state. Reinforcement: your breathing directly affects your internal state, whether you notice it or not. The third step is to reduce physical movement and allow your body to become still gradually. For example, instead of constant shifting, you lie down calmly and let your body settle into position. This stillness supports your system in transitioning from activity to rest without resistance. Reinforcement: your body follows your physical behavior, and stillness signals safety and relaxation. The fourth step is to stop feeding your mind new information right before sleep. For example, avoid scrolling, avoid intense thinking, and avoid planning or analyzing anything. This prevents your mind from staying active when your body is trying to slow down. Reinforcement: your mind cannot shut down instantly if you keep giving it new input. The fifth step is to allow a pause, a moment where you do nothing and let your system settle naturally. For example, you simply stay still, breathe calmly, and let your thoughts slow down without reacting. This pause is where your body shifts from active mode into rest mode without force. Reinforcement: transition is more powerful than force when it comes to sleep. Now pause for a moment and think about how different this feels from your usual routine. Most people rush into bed and expect sleep, but they never prepare their system properly. They stay mentally active until the last second, and then wonder why sleep feels difficult. But here's the truth: your body needs a transition, not a sudden stop. Let me give you an analogy that will make this even clearer. Imagine a moving car that needs to stop. It doesn't stop instantly. It slows down gradually. If you try to stop it suddenly, it creates resistance, instability, and discomfort. Your body works the same way, and sleep is the result of slowing down, not switching off. Most people don't know this, and that's why they struggle even when they feel tired. They confuse exhaustion with readiness, and those are not the same thing at all. Now, let's go deeper into why this matters so much for your overall health. When your sleep is unstable, everything else starts to feel off during the day. Your energy becomes inconsistent, your focus drops, and your mood becomes less stable. And over time, this creates a pattern that affects how your body functions every single day. This is where it gets serious, because poor sleep is not just about feeling tired, it affects how your entire system operates, from your mind to your body to your performance. But here's the good part, and this is what most people don't realize. You don't need complicated solutions or extreme changes to improve your sleep. You need a simple routine that you repeat consistently before bed. Now, think about your behavior again. What do you usually do in the last 10 minutes before sleep? Do you prepare your body, or do you keep it active until the last moment? Because that choice decides how easily your body will shift into sleep. If you prepare your system, sleep becomes natural and smooth without force. If you ignore preparation, sleep becomes difficult, even when you feel tired. Now let's talk about patterns, because this is where long-term change actually happens. If you repeat this calming routine every night, your body starts to expect sleep at that time. It prepares in advance, it slows down earlier, and it transitions more easily into rest. Reinforcement: your body learns from repetition, not from occasional effort. If you do it once, you may feel a small difference, but consistency creates real change. Now let's address something important that most people misunderstand. They think they need perfect conditions to sleep better, but that's not true. You don't need perfection, you need consistency in your signals. Even simple actions, repeated daily, can completely change how your body responds. This is where most people get it wrong. They look for complex solutions and ignore simple habits. But your body responds best to simple patterns that it can recognize and follow. Now let me calm something that might be in your mind right now. If your sleep has been difficult for a long time, it does not mean something is permanently wrong. It means your system has adapted to a certain pattern, and now it needs a new one. And the good news is, your body can adapt again when you give it the right signals. You don't need to force sleep, you need to allow it by preparing your system correctly. Most people never learn this, and they keep struggling with the same problem for years. But now, you understand something different, something that actually works with your body. If this made you think differently about your nights, then don't ignore it and don't delay. Try this tonight, not perfectly, but intentionally, and notice how your body responds. Because sometimes, the smallest change before bed creates the biggest difference in how you sleep and how you sleep. Changes how you feel for the entire next day.